On this episode of Purposely Curious, we sit down and discuss the controversial song WAP. So, if you're easily offended, please stop listening now and delete this episode. We also touch on some other random subjects. It was fun to record with my friends, but I realize our conversations may not be for everyone. Join us as we get nicely buzzed and totally uncensored as this episode starts now. Hello everyone. Today I have a few friends. We have been celebrating my friend Jerry, aka Gerald's birthday. He's turned 33 and we had a feast of, tell me Jerry, shellfish?
It was a shellfish boil that we had today.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was very delicious.
It was very fun to make too.
Very fun to make, yeah. Now, Jerry is a chef, so everything this man makes, I devour and think it's amazing. But today, there's quite a few of us here. So it's Jerry, Anthony, Ruben, Claudia, and Christina. And so some people might be shy and might not say anything. Hence, Ruben.
A.K.A. Ruben.
A.K.A. Ruben. But I thought it would be nice because we as a group are very close, and a lot of times we have very deep conversations when we're hanging out. Isn't that right, Anthony?
Yeah, it's the deepest conversations.
Deepest?
I think it is probably
The deepest.
some of the deepest.
The deepest of the
conversations we've
deepest.
ever had,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Underneath
like
the lights.
with under the lights,
Yeah.
but also like as a friend of another guy who like it's like very weird to have deep conversations.
I know. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows how deep this conversation
I
is
think
yet.
I'm gonna make him cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a warning to everyone. This is probably going to be very adult content. We don't know where there's no structure to this, so we're just kind of wing it. We're just going to go with it. But I wanted to give and wish Jerry a happy birthday.
33.
33.
Happy birthday.
It's that
Happy
pimpin' age.
Dirty
birthday.
33.
It's the pimpin' age.
The pimp.
Christ.
It's the pimping age.
The
Is
pimpin'.
that what you
The
said?
pimpin'.
Okay.
Yeah. The Scotty.
Yes.
So now that
Age.
we're kind of talking about our ages and we're all in our 30s here, are we?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you say you guys are better off now in your 30s or more confident now in our 30s than we were in our 20s?
I could absolutely say that it's kind of weird. Once I turned 30, I so much gave less of a shit about everything.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, what girl liked me, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm just 30 and I'm old and not that old, but I'm kind of old. And I'll exercise, I'll concentrate on myself. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
I feel good about it, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
I don't think confidence has anything to do once you reach your 30s. I think once you reach your 30s, it's more like I just don't
You know yourself
care
better.
what anyone else thinks.
Well, that's what I meant, but I said it in a prettier way.
No, it's just why don't you just go with that?
For sure.
I don't care what anyone else thinks. It's just
And
I'm
I feel
happy
a
to
little
be
more
me.
confident at 30 than I did
Yeah.
before I hit it.
Do you feel like you're making better decisions?
Yes, way better decisions.
Yeah. And it's because you know yourself more, right? We all
Yes.
kind of learn from our old experiences. Yeah.
For sure, I felt like I now, besides not giving really much of a fuck.
I guess.
That's very, it's very weird that you said it that way.
I guess so then.
Yeah, getting older, like, you're right. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Now,
you
can
give a
you
fuck?
imagine 40 years from now, we're really not going to give a fuck?
That's right.
I guess I need to clarify what I mean by not really giving a fuck. It means I don't care about anyone's opinion that is not relevant to me.
Yeah.
As
am
far as-
I relevant to
Yeah,
you?
you guys are all relevant in this
I got
circle is to me. But if anyone else were to come into this circle, I don't give a fuck what they care.
So I could influence you pretty hard.
Oh, you can influence me as hard as you want.
Ooh.
Okay, I don't know what's going on over there, but
No.
Bromance much?
bromance. Hashtag bromance. I love it. You guys are amazing.
Yep.
And as I said that, I was looking at Christina putting chips in her in her mouth. She's watching us kind of like record, and she looked like she was watching a movie in IMAX theater.
Well, first of all, let me clarify. This bromance is, I guess, what, 23 years in the making?
Wow.
How do we do the math for me?
Kindergarten. Sand in the pants.
Sand in the
Kindergarten.
You guys known each other for a
Sand
long
in the
time.
pants. So this.
Stand it there. Stand in the pants.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do stand in the pants,
Sand in the pants. Whoa, we're
which
7.
is beautiful.
7 minus 23. What?
You,
We're 25 years in the making of a friendship.
That's too much.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is. 25 years making the friendship. I don't
So
think
you
there's-
guys know everything there is to know about each other.
I've seen his
Pretty
asshole
much, yeah.
wide open.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Guys, I told you this was uncensored, so.
it's called the black hole for a reason.
Which, by the way,
Oh my
okay. So let me
goodness.
ask you guys this: have you guys seen each other naked?
Each other naked? No.
Christina, Claudia. et
No,
cetera,
we
et cetera.
haven't seen each other naked. But you guys.
So we're weird that we.
So
see
us
that.
girls, so there's 6 of us here. There's 6 of us here, and the 3 girls are best friends, and the 3 guys are best friends.
Yes.
Yes.
We, as the 3 girls, have never seen each other naked,
Okay.
but you guys have.
Right. So
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
I'm not saying what I think is correct, but in my head, I thought girls just like
Whatever. No
Maybe.
big
No,
deal.
whipping
No.
each other with pillows and et
yeah,
cetera,
pillow
et cetera.
fight and the feathers all over the place, and
I
all
mean,
of a sudden there's
I mean, maybe
there's
they're.
a
So-
song.
That's happened before.
There's a Jimmy Eat World song playing in the background.
I love Jimmy Eat World.
I do too.
So maybe there are groups of girls that do that.
Can
But
you tell me their names and where
Yeah, where we can find them
they're listed?
for research purposes for some of
No,
us.
but like for reals. Literally when I saw I wasn't into his asshole, but when I saw it,
Well, I'm glad you weren't into
I
my
was
asshole,
like,
but
okay,
I'm glad
well,
you saw
that's
it.
just an asshole. I didn't want to see it. I saw it, and it's okay.
Wow.
Can we just not say we just saw my asshole? There was a photo shoot and the whole, it was just,
Okay.
it wasn't just.
Let me explain. So, I've seen Jerry's, innards.
Yeah.
I have
by
have
the
my
way, I
friend.
think I
I
lost
have
a
my
few
friend.
listeners.
I have my friend Chang, Jose,
Well, yeah.
and he's seen my penis erect.
Oh my
I never
God.
knew that.
What?
I
I heard there was
Yeah.
pictures circling the net. I never knew it was erect.
Okay, I'm going to change the subject. Let's talk about something else.
So
No.
I think
we didn't. She didn't
Yeah.
sign up for this.
I think we just became best men.
Next subject, please.
Next subject. They're having a bromance. I think these 2 guys need a podcast of their own together.
Yes.
He doesn't want to show up when I tell him to.
I show up when
Next
I want to
time,
show up. Wah, 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 wah.
So, what do you guys think of the Cardi B, Megan Stallions? Thank you, Christina. Our producer, Christina, on the background.
That's
Eating
right.
Cheetos. What do you guys think of WAP? And again, cover your ears if you don't want to hear this, but it's short for wet ass pussies.
It's pussies. I thought it was pussy.
Okay.
One pussy.
Pussies,
One
whatever.
pussy.
Pussy is a pussy.
Anthony, can I just say Anthony is like super weird and like anal about certain things.
I am anal about pussy.
Lord.
So, as men, right? Men, there's a big uproar about this subject right now, right? A lot of people are offended by these 2 strong, independent women talking about sex in a very sexual, right, way. And all of a sudden, people are in uproar and they're saying, you're not being good role models, this and this and that, you're a hoe, right? Whatever. What do you guys as men, knowing we all love hip hop, right?
Yes.
Men have been rapping about this shit for decades.
Years.
Since
But when a
hip hop
woman does
started. But what's the problem now? Other women have done this before, right? My
Correct.
back,
Little Kim started all this.
Other women.
So why is it such a big deal now?
Can we first
Well-
first of all let's address real quick. You said other men, like same language and all that. What lyrics could you like? Because I feel like men like they'll reference it but not go, as a
Okay,
in too deep into the lyrics.
we were talking about Chris Brown, right? Chris Brown talks about fucking
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
right? And he's very detailed. But
Yeah.
those of you who have listened to Chris Brown, he has a very sensual, beautiful R&B voice.
Yeah.
So people are okay with him talking sexually, because he does. Anthony,
Because
Anthony.
his-
No, I want to talk about Chris Brown. Let's talk.
No,
about
no, no.
Chris
But
Brown.
what
No,
I'm
no.
getting at,
Back to the lyrics.
is
Right.
the lyrics, right?
Sure.
He talks about having sex with women, and
Yep.
he's singing, and so people are like, "Wow, this song is amazing." He's saying the same thing. He's just singing R&B.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a very soothing voice. He's
Mhm.
singing. Now we have two female rappers probably saying the same thing,
Yes.
right? And
Without the sugar coat.
which is the singing of the voice,
Yep.
of the soothing
Yes.
voice, and people have a fucking problem with it. And Chris Brown could sing WAP, right, Wet Ass Pussies, the same way,
Yep.
but he's singing it, and people would be like, "Wow, have you heard that romantic ass song?" Yes or no? Tell me that I'm not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You're saying that he's
not
gonna
wrong.
say it with the sugar coat. I quite frankly do not understand why there's such an uproar against this song. I think this song is great. To be quite honest with you, I mean, I have bumped it in my car for the last 3 days, and with the windows.
By the way, you barely found out what it meant.
I know. I
last
barely
6
found out what
days.
it meant.
You
I
didn't
mean,
know what it meant.
when
but
I
you
when
were
I
listening.
when I first heard it unexplicitly on YouTube, it was wet and gushy. I was like, "What the? Okay, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what
Did
the
you connect? You connected it.
Yeah, I didn't know what the
Yeah.
P stood for to begin with
You're
until
a
2
smart
days
boy.
later, and then I was like, "Oh my god." You get what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
ever
yeah.
since "Oh my god," I've been playing the song because
'Cause it makes it wet.
It makes me wet. I guess it makes me hard. It makes me had.
It makes you had.
Yeah, it
Had.
makes me
What does that
had.
mean?
Hard ass dick.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So Claudia, I want to bring you into this conversation, right? You're very conservative, and you're a lot more quiet than me and your sister.
Definitely.
Me and your sister like to just be blunt about stuff. Do you find the song offensive?
I don't. I like it. I like that they're out there. They can say what they want to say when they want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I like the song.
So what do you think offends people of that song? Of women saying what men have been saying for decades?
I feel the fact like it's because it's women saying that, because we're not used to it, them saying that. Usually it's the men.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you guys feel like, okay, now let's go back to, we're going out of the song, right?
Yep.
So as men, for example, if you were in
barely.
love, married to someone, would you want your wife to be,
I think that's I don't care about that. I would care about daughter, and I would be like, yeah, if my daughter's watching this on TikTok or something, like, we're not doing that.
yeah.
We're absolutely not doing that. There's a point to be made that this is part of the women's movement, and
Women's movement, okay.
yeah, like they fought for wet
They
ass pussy.
fought, okay.
Wet ass pussy. They fought for that.
No, we
like,
didn't
to be
fight
mainstream.
for it. We did not. I just stood up, guys. We did
You
not
did.
fight for
You
that.
literally stood up, and you intimidated me, and I don't want to make that point anymore. But yeah, like literally, like there is a movement that has been had, and I'm not saying like this is the pinnacle of it, but I'm saying Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion
Yeah.
is part of it. Duh. I'm sorry.
Megan Thee
THC.
Stallion.
I said the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get back to your point.
So, like, that's part of the movement, and it's great to empower the pussy.
Now, let's go back to the pussy, right? Drake said pussy runs everything.
Yes?
No
and he's
one
not
was
wrong.
No one was upset about that. Yes or no? Was there an
No.
uproar?
No.
Okay,
It's normal
Drake.
talk.
So Drake said pussy runs everything. Now, when women are saying, yeah, our pussy runs everything. So, going back to what you were saying about your daughter, right?
In this example, I do. No,
But-
I have no
but
problem.
I'm trying to
I
make a point.
understand.
I'm not trying to make a point of whether we want our kids to be okay with it, right?
Sure.
Because all of us want our kids to be perfect, right? My dad never wanted me to have a boyfriend because my dad loves women,
Right.
and my dad knows how men are because my dad
Yep.
is one of those men that
Some
just
men.
yeah. Well, my dad is a womanizer, right?
Yep.
He adores the woman, right? So my dad never wanted me to have a boyfriend.
Yep.
Right. But let's take that out of the equation. If we just talk about us, right? We're not saying this is what we don't want for our kids, blah, blah, blah. Let's just talk about us at our age. We're all in our 30s, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
You as a man, or you guys as men, right? Would you rather have someone who's down like that?
No, I would not.
You would not.
I went like,
Ooh.
because I feel like I feel conflicted because I would also be like, okay, well, I'm single, so I'm looking for a girl who's like kind of down to WAP.
So wait, so you just so basically you're down with that.
I'm down in the sense of, yeah, it's very hard to explain.
Okay, let's move along.
You
Jerry.
have to come down to the question of what you're looking for in your counterpart.
Okay.
I guess in the beginning, a WAP person would be convenient because you're both getting to know each other while you're whopping and hatting. You know what
Now,
I mean?
what is heading?
Well, yeah,
I don't
what
know
is
what that
hatting?
means. Please explain.
Hard ass dick.
Yeah, hard ass
Ooh.
dicking.
You know?
You're,
Well,
you're hard ass
There's some
dicking.
So
hoes
if-
in this house. There's
so
some hoes in
I
this
didn't
house.
know hatting
right.
could have been had.
I know.
Because I would have had it all
Okay,
around
Okay,
town.
so
so-
I understand what Jerry is
So
saying.
while you're getting
yeah.
to know a WAP and you're having your had, you know, you're getting to know each other, and eventually, you know, you get rid of the WAP and you get rid of the had and you become one. But in the beginning of a relationship, why not have a WAP and why not have a had?
The thing is, like, I honestly feeling like we're discussing relationships, whether it's hookup or otherwise, pre-corona. And it's not really.
well,
like,
obviously, I'm talking
you're
about.
Not, no
Okay.
one. I'm not running
Let's
around trying to fuck.
let's okay.
No,
let's
well-
take COVID out of this.
Yeah,
We're-
I'm
let's-
obviously.
Let's talk about.
I'm obviously
pre-COVID.
talking pre-COVID, and by what I mean a WAP and a had is like you have two individuals that are able to express themselves and have a relationship between each other at the same time, sexually, and eventually you get to know each other, and then it's not just a sexual relationship; you become a relationship.
Yeah.
And in order for, I honestly believe in order for a relationship to be successful, you need a WAP and a had. You need to get to know each other in that gray area to become black or white.
For sure.
Okay. And I totally agree with that. Now you know I had an old patient tell me one time, if you want your relationship to work, you have to be the wife of your husband, right? The slut and whore of your husband.
Sure.
And so a lot of times women, right, we don't want to do things. But then there are women who who have tapped into that side of their sexual side and they own it and they want it. And so then we seem like the aggressors just because we know what the fuck we want. So let's go back to the song, right? So they are women who know what the fuck they want, right? And then guys are like, oh my God.
No, I like
That's the guy's
those
problem.
guys specifically.
It is the guy's problems, but that's what I'm saying.
For
so,
sure.
So if a woman, for example, if a woman is straight up like, this is what I want, I'm sexual, I know what I want, I know what I feel, right? How am I not the marrying type just because I know that I'm sexual as fuck and this is what I want?
It's not about.
No, I know what you're saying, but there are people who feel like this is the woman I would marry and this is the woman I would fuck.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean?
Yep.
So why not have the woman who's amazing, has her shit together, right? Knows she's financially fit, settled, everything, but she knows what the fuck she wants sexually.
Mary, I'm down.
Whoa.
All right then.
Whoa.
Can we
That's
cut-
a different
cut?
podcast.
Joke.
What
Moving
I-
on.
But do you get
moving
what
on.
I'm saying?
Yes,
There's-
Yeah.
absolutely.
there are men out in the world who feel like the woman I marry has to be this way.
Yep.
And the woman who is sexual, right, and is like the song WAP, can only be my lover. So how do we change that in men? Because you can have a woman who has her shit together, right?
Yep.
Knows what she's confident, but she's down to fuck the way you guys expect.
It's essentially wham, weak ass men.
Weak ass men.
That's
I believe
exactly what it is.
it. I believe
You
it.
also got to get
Yes.
rid of 365 on Netflix.
Do you really? Now let's. Okay.
You
Next
got to get
up-
rid of 365 on
Why?
Netflix because
Why
Why do you think that?
Why do you think that?
everything that you just said was
Christina.
contradicted by
No.
365.
Now how so? Now 365 on Netflix, if you guys haven't seen it, is basically a movie that is based on 3 books,
I didn't need to see it.
which is kind of like 50 Shades of Grey, right? So 50 Shades of Grey, for all of you guys listening, was a huge hit in the world. So basically women were reading this, and it's a book poorly written,
Okay.
but women were reading these novels and getting a little turned on by it.
Wait, so
So-
it was actually a book?
Is a 3 series.
It's
so
a
there
3 series
I
Yeah.
didn't
book.
even know that.
I didn't know either.
Okay, so check this out. That's how it became movies, because women were reading these quote unquote porno books.
Yes.
My ex-boyfriend saw a book that I was reading that had like a picture of a guy with tattoos everywhere with his like pants like right above his crotch, and he was like, "You're reading a porno book."
Erotica.
Like,
Yep.
I'm like, it's not a porno book.
I wouldn't have called it a porno book.
But what I'm getting at is that a lot of men got laid off of 50 Shades of Grey, right? So a lot of people criticize that book, right? Now, we're not talking about how horrible the movies were, right? Women were reading this, and all of a sudden, women were fantasizing about this guy who was wealthy and was into having this type of sex, and they would get turned on and were like, oh, I want to have sex with my guy like this. That was a precursor to 365 on Netflix, right? Now, there's a lot of stuff going on with 365 where people think like, oh, it's, woman, who was taken captive, blah, blah, blah. The point of it is 50 Shades of Grey was PG. This is almost like rated X, rated MA, right? So what's the problem you have with it? So let's say, Jerry,
Okay.
Christina saw that and she was like, hey, I want you to like do me like that, and I want you to pull my hair. You have a problem with that?
No, I have no problem with that. I'm just saying that show contradicts WAP
How so?
because she couldn't have a wet ass pussy because he was controlling everything about the relationship.
In the beginning, but when she liked it and she saw that she
Did
liked
not wanna
it, she
leave.
had a wet ass pussy.
Yeah.
That's the fact.
When you take control, you get
Okay.
a wet ass pussy.
So you're saying that a man needs to dominate in order to get a WAP?
It depends from
Not
women
all
to
the
women.
time.
It depends from women to women. Some women like that. Some women don't. Some women want to be the aggressor.
But the whole WAP song is I'm wet no matter what without you thinking that you're dominant.
But these women also talk about men doing certain things that would be seen as submissive. And they like that.
Correct.
Okay, so what's your argument? It's the same thing.
It is. I mean,
Yeah, sit down, mic drop.
Mic drop.
Got a wet ass
I'm
song right now,
I'm
bro.
gonna walk away from that one. I just
I would say.
Oh, sorry. I'm asking Christina for a refill. I feel like such
Producer Christina.
producer Christina. So this was very interesting to talk about
yes.
because again, there's an uproar. This is recent. People are upset about it, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with the song.
Have you seen Ben Shapiro's reaction to it?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that
You don't-
motherfucker. I really don't.
But it's like
give a
really
fuck.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
Shapiro, like I said, we all have our beliefs.
Yeah.
We all believe in what we want to believe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But, like,
He doesn't believe in WAP.
please.
No.
I guarantee you.
Obviously not.
I guarantee you that he just did that for his base. I guarantee
For sure.
you.
I agree,
If he
actually.
has a lover that's down with that shit, he'd be totally down with it. He's all for show. Fuck.
I agree. And we'll cut him out. Fuck Ben Shapiro.
I didn't say
Ruben's
that.
over there holding
You
it.
did say that.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
Which we're fucking that guy. Never say his name again.
We call him BS.
Now, Claudia, do you have anything to say about the song? Do you feel like it's empowering for you as a woman?
I do.
How so? Has it made you want to have sex or
Possibly.
possibly?
It's empowering.
It's empowering.
I like it.
Now, if you guys all had daughters, now I'm going to ask her first because I already know how you guys feel. If your daughter was 21 and she was listening to the song, would you tell her not to listen to the song? Or would you feel as a progressive modern woman that it's okay for her to listen to it?
I would think it's okay. I mean, I don't know what to say.
How about you guys, Jerry and Anthony?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I'm not a Trump fan, but I think Trump's right in banning TikTok. It's like all of that shit is like
What the fuck does that have to do with the song?
With the
because
song,
I'm
though.
getting there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting there.
I should have finished my
Let's
sentence.
ban it all. Fucking social media is so bad for teenage girls especially. I swear to God.
Why though?
Because they compete with their other classmates and they're like competing for like something that doesn't actually exist.
Which is WAP.
Possibly WAP. Not WAP, but
That's a whole nother subject.
yeah.
But that's not why Trump is banning TikTok.
No, I understand that, but that doesn't mean he's not wrong about it. Like I completely agree. He's being a dickhead and doing what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's not about that. I get
it. I get it, 100%.
If we get,
No.
it's a thing about.
I'm
keeping
sorry, I
our
didn't mean to
country
bring
safe.
that shit in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I just have a question. What about all other social media? Like, why does it just have to be TikTok?
No, it's not. Instagram is trash.
Well, it's
Is
all
it really, or is it trash, or is it because you're not on Instagram?
The best thing I ever did was get off of Instagram.
Really?
I think it depends
I
who you
swear to God.
follow though.
No. Because it's
Because
not even.
some people are
it's-
positive and motivating.
I'm
It
positive
depends
and
who you're-
motivating.
Yes. It
No,
depends
but
who
like
you're following.
you
If
could
you're
like
following
you
somebody
could
that-
like get in the trap of positive and motivating every day, and it doesn't mean anything once you
Yeah.
get in that trap.
Yeah.
Like it's like you hear the same shit. Oh, fucking achieve, wake up,
Okay.
achieve, wake up, achieve.
So I'm on TikTok. My algorithm is basically people finding out they're
Guys in,
pregnant. No, people finding out they're pregnant after 10 years of trying. Children doing beautiful things. That's my algorithm.
What happened to the guys in the gray
Okay.
In the gray what?
in the gray sweatpants?
Those aren't your algorithm, Melanie.
That's a different one.
So, funny thing about TikTok. So, I guess the way TikTok works is if you like certain videos, it'll start showing you similar videos. And I remember when Christina got me on TikTok, and I remember seeing a lot of lesbian, beautiful women who were like very masculine. And I
Yes.
remember texting Christina, and I was like, I think TikTok thinks I'm a lesbian because it keeps showing me. So I guess if you like a video, it starts to populate like an algorithm. And so I guess, anyways, it was just funny.
Can
we
you
got
send me your TikTok link?
we got
the
the
ghetto
popos,
boys.
popos up in here.
Checking
Here we
this
go.
out right now.
Ow!
I mentioned Trump, and here they are.
He said.
There you go.
So we're actually recording outside today. So this is a new for me. I've never recorded outside, so that's the helicopter you're listening to. But I actually think it's pretty cool because I think everything's so like structured.
Very real.
Yes.
I like
So, speaking of this helicopter, do you guys believe in UFOs? Unidentified flying objects.
So I have a very strong opinion right now about everything that's happening, which is disclosure, quote unquote, which is to me completely a distraction with Black Lives Matter and like all the social progress we're making. The government is like, I'm not saying that like what the government's releasing isn't true, but they're doing it at the opportune time to distract everyone else from actual progress socially.
But no one really cares.
No,
So I
think
guess
enough people care.
my question to you is: do you believe UFOs exist?
Yeah,
okay.
I actually believe what the government's saying as far as catching vehicles and like making new programs to like look after them. I believe that.
Okay,
100%.
Jerry, what do you think? Do you believe in UFOs, unidentified
I
flying
believe
objects?
that there's something out there, and I believe that there is someone watching over us, and they're finally trying to make contact after so many years. And I don't think they're trying to make contact and like, oh, we're coming for you and save you. I believe the contact is like, hey, you guys are fucking up.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't want us to come back and show you guys or regulate, then you guys need to fucking step it up.
Regulators.
Yeah, pretty much.
Claudia?
I believe in UFOs. I've seen a documentary where it kind of made me lean more towards believing that they exist. So,
Ruben?
Yep.
Christina? Do you believe in UFOs?
I do.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Aw. So basically, we all believe in unidentified flying objects. Now, we're not going to go into aliens, right? But we believe that there are things that are out of this world that are unidentified. Now, I had always said that, Trump has been very tweet happy, right?
Yeah.
Tweeting everything. And so I always was a believer that when he came to power as being president of the United States, we would find out if there was aliens, right? Because it's always been so secretive. And then all of a sudden, we have the Space Force. Now, do you think the Space Force, this is like the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, Air Force, to me, that was basically saying, yeah, there's fucking life outside of this world. Do you guys believe in that?
Yeah.
Indirectly, I feel like that's what he was admitting
Yeah,
to.
100%. And like, I don't know if you saw that interview where his son Eric Trump interviewed him. Like, is there aliens out there? And Trump was like, "Oh, well, I don't know. We'll see, though." And that's like essentially like, yeah, that's the only good thing about Trump is like he's willing to be like, yeah, possibly, and we'll make a program to find out. I absolutely believe in there's Space Wars, and the one or two competitors are Russia and China.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason we're doing like this new Space Force and all that.
Yeah.
It's for that reason.
Yeah.
Because if we don't catch that technology before them, we're way behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Now, the thing is that I do believe that a lot of governments have technology already, right? Jerry, you're from Guatemala. There's a lot of like Mayan
and UFOs.
UFOs, yeah.
Ever since the 90s and
yes.
the late 80s, there's just been a lot of, just contacting the Guatemalans and
they got the pyramid, the pyramids out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
again, a lot of this is stuff that we see around the world, and it seems like lately it's been picking up. But there's too much going on in the world right now that we just don't hear about it. So I was just curious, since we had the helicopter, the popos running over us. What do you guys thought about that?
It's so funny because I think I trust Black Lives Matter. Like, I trust everything that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Fuck Trump, Epstein, all that shit. Like, I believe in that shit. And I also believe in aliens. But the thing I don't believe in about aliens right now and what the government is doing is it just feels like a massive cover up, distracting everything that's like
From
actually
the actual
real.
movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that they leaked some stuff from Area
It-
51 all of a
yes,
sudden,
it
and
feels
all of a
very-
sudden, I mean,
Yep.
before it was all hidden. Now
It feels very
everything-
choreographed.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
100%.
when all this stuff was actually happening in the 40s and 50s, they told everyone everything they saw were air balloons, right? Weather balloons.
Weather balloons. and
That
shit
was their
like that.
explanation.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, mad respect to Blink 182's Tom
yeah.
DeLonge.
Tom, yeah.
He
I
left the
love him.
group, and now he's like getting total respect from me.
Completely. Yeah. And like a ton of people, like he's been around. He's been like telling his story, and a lot of people don't believe in it, but like clearly it's true now. And it's like
It's always been
you can't
true, yeah.
dispute it. You can't dispute it anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we like now we have this election that is so like trash right now because Trump's trying to do his own like mailbox thing and everything.
Well, let's stay away from that.
I was gonna go back to the alien thing, but
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. If you're going
I'll
back
stay
to
away.
that.
I'll stay away from it. I have to bite my tongue.
Yes.
Never mind. I go,
Let's go
all
back to
riled
it.
up.
So let's
It's
finish.
a
Let's
boxcar
finish
election.
this right now. If aliens came out here today and were like, you know, they're talking to all of us, just like a Hollywood movie, you guys wouldn't be surprised. Like
Well,
they
it-
came on our TVs and were like,
it would
we're taking
depend
over.
on what Hollywood movie you're talking about. Because if they're from Aliens, these motherfuckers are gonna come kill me. If it's Predator, this motherfucker's gonna come kill. Actually,
be
every single
surprised.
alien is
It's
gonna come kill me.
me.
You know, the only good alien story we have is, I guess, Stranger Things, because we go into the upside down. Is that what it's called, right? We go into the upside down, and then we just destroy them from there.
So I guess if aliens came around and were like, "Hey, we're taking over," in the sense of if they got into our media, right, our TV everywhere, no one here would be surprised.
No.
I
No.
wouldn't be surprised.
No, not at
honestly.
all.
Okay,
We,
I
I
guess
feel
that's
like
my
we've been
question.
groomed pretty well
Yeah.
into that.
But we do know how to kill the aliens.
Depending on what movie you see.
Water?
No,
That's science.
it's a
You remember
board with a
science?
nail.
Bored with a nail.
Board with the nail.
Isn't that Dracula?
No, that's The Simpsons.
Um,
The Simpsons have never proved us wrong.
By the way, I have a whole entire episode of The Simpsons and their
Predictions.
episodes and predictions.
I like
yeah.
it.
It's a board with a nail.
Yeah.
Ned Flanders comes out with that fucking shit.
What's the scariest alien movie you've seen, though?
Signs?
When he
Science.
walks in the driveway? Not the driveway, like the little
No.
alley.
The reason Signs is scary to me is because it makes religion and aliens. And that's why it's the scariest
And
movie
it's very
to me.
suspenseful. I feel like
Yes.
signs, you're like leading up to something that might be scary.
Yeah.
And then it's almost the suspense of it. Yeah.
When I watched it, I literally had the light on for like the next week.
Not only that, but to me,
I was
like, since I'm
terrified.
religious, you connect the dots. He was a priest. There was water everywhere. Water's holy.
Oh, yeah.
His daughter fucking never finished a cup of water. And what killed the aliens?
God damn,
Some
you
crazy-
remember that movie so well.
Yeah, some crazy motherfucker fucking hitting glasses of water on top of aliens and their skin was burning.
Yeah.
Water is holy.
Now, let's talk about Joaquin Phoenix. Who here has watched Joker?
Oh,
Oh, I
Lord.
did.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
Ooh, I want
okay.
to laugh right now, but I
So,
don't know if I can make it
I want to
correctly.
hear your opinion, Jerry, on Joker movie, which he won an Oscar for.
He did
Now-
win an Oscar for
Now,
it. He went on a crazy rant.
before you could tell us, this was not your typical superhero DC
No,
Marvel movie.
no.
This was literally looking into mental health and what brought this guy, this normal guy, to lose his shit. So by the end of the movie, you see the progression, right? This goes back to him being at home with his mom who has issues, and to me,
Which is
when
a
I walked
cousin
out of
to
the
me.
theater, I was like, if he doesn't win an Oscar, those were literally the words I said. If he doesn't win an Oscar for this role, he deserves it. Like, I really thought he deserved it. But I know people are upset because they're not used to those, like you're used to certain
different role.
superhero movies. This was literally like, let's say there was no DC Marvel, right? If it was just a movie, people would be praising it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what did you guys think?
Like you said, this is not a regular DC movie. Like you said, this has a standalone Oscar by itself without having any DC connection because of the mental issues and everything that goes on into the movie. I'm assuming you're asking me that question because you want me to compare it to Heath Ledger.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about Heath Ledger. That's the other thing too. I feel like people are so big on comparisons. I'm not looking at comparisons. Like, I want you to judge this movie based on this movie alone. Do you know what I mean? I literally I'm a huge fan of Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I walked out of this movie and I literally was like, if this motherfucker is not nominated for an Oscar, I will be fucking shocked. And he was nominated and won, and I believed he deserved it because you see the progression of him being like almost like a nice guy. You're rooting for him, right?
Yeah.
He has a crazy mom. Everything goes to shit for him.
It's a different type of movie.
Yes.
Sure.
And the way it ends, I was like, fuck, this motherfucker put on a good role.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
You should see it.
It's a good movie.
So let's take it away from our typical DC Batman movies, right? Our Marvel, who tend to be PG, right? This was a movie. If we took all the DC stuff out of it, he would have won an Oscar regardless. Do you know what I mean? And so this role, it's not your typical movie. And I do respect the way they did it because I literally was like, Joaquin Phoenix, holy shit. And I've seen Joaquin Phoenix movies that were crap, like Vice. I think it was called Vice. And I was like, what the fuck was this? You got to watch it, Anthony. But I don't want you to go in with those goggles of what you think DC and
I don't do that.
And Marvel should be.
No. I'm not a fan of comic book movies. So, like, I'm a fan of indie movies.
So if you watch this movie, watch it as an indie. So you're
Yeah,
going to
absolutely.
see an indie movie.
And that's how I could, like, I haven't watched it yet, but I could already tell you, just knowing the commentary that I've heard about it, is it's not, popcorn.
It's
let's
not.
fucking watch
No.
Batman.
No.
No,
it's
and,
not
and
that
that's
at all.
and that's the thing that made it so good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm used to these like certain like we were talking about PG movies,
Right.
right? That are superheroes. They came with an agenda, right? I think Deadpool set up a precedent, right, where you can be in rated R movie.
Yep.
DC had never done that before. And so DC has failed in so many ways, right? But I feel like they got this shit right. And this is just on the Joker, just a regular guy. You can see the way he went from like being normal to like turning crazy and why he turned crazy.
So I haven't seen the movie, like I said.
You gotta
but
see it.
It's very like along the lines of what we're going through right now, where it's normal nerdy guys who are going through their own transformation of like, I'm rising up against like what I think is against me.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it out in the streets, out everywhere. Like just these Trump guys, Trump bros, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen the movie, but I feel like I've seen commentary where they're like, yeah, this movie is kind of the blueprint for those people. I can't comment on that, but you have to be a special kind of person or like a weak-minded person to be like, yeah, this is my blueprint to like stand up against the man and I'm gonna make a change because I saw this movie and this and that. So,
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure you could speak to that.
you can watch the movie. You have to watch the movie.
It's a
Again,
good movie.
because it's not your typical DC Marvel
sure, yeah.
movie. And so you should watch it. Jerry, it sounds like you watched it.
I watched it many times, but that's the route that the Warner Brothers is taking. I mean, they're gonna follow it up with the Batman. So will it have the same type of story as the Joker? How will they follow it up? Because the Joker was perfectly made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree
agree.
100%.
Yeah. Will the Batman meet up the hype?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. DC hasn't been very successful. Although Wonder Woman, I loved Wonder Woman. I thought it was great. But I feel like DC kind of veered differently. It sounds like they need to give more credit to the producers and directors, right? Which is what the reason Joker was so successful is because they kind of said, okay, we'll let you kind of run with it instead of the corporations being like, no, this is what we want, which is what they do with Batman and Superman. I'm not going to get into it too much, but definitely if you have not watched Joker, you should watch it. Take it out of the whole DC Marvel.
Yes.
It's not
Cinema.
a comic book movie. It's
not
a
a comic
standalone
book
movie.
If you just look at how someone goes from being normal and what drives them crazy, regardless of the comic end, it's such a fucking good movie.
Right, yeah.
And the fact that I'm not a movie junkie, but I watch a lot of movies, I came out of the theater saying, if this motherfucker doesn't win an Oscar, I would be shocked. I called it. He won it. I was not surprised. Good movie.
His speech was a little.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, he's a little off.
Yeah,
he's a little off.
talking about
Aren't-
cows and milk.
Aren't we all a little
Yeah,
off,
of
though?
course.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
By the way, I love his brother.
Rest in peace.
No.
No, his other
Am I
brother?
thinking of the other brother? Who am I thinking of?
Walk hard.
Manchester by the Sea. Did you see the movie?
Oh.
Who am I thinking of?
Hmm.
Manchester by the Sea.
I have
I'm
no
not-
I
idea.
thought it was a
I'm gonna
phoenix.
let
Is
him-
is it not a phoenix? Does he not have another phoenix?
His Jane didn't become the Phoenix, dog.
Oh, I'm thinking of Affleck.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Way off, dude.
My
Way
bad.
Off, way off.
Oh, they're kind of the same.
No.
Let's erase that.
They're both into milk.
Both in the milk.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's move along, guys.
Moving on.
Milk.
Moving on. They're going to go about it.
We've been like.
Anyways. So,
Yes.
Claudia, what do you have to say?
Just in
I
general.
have nothing to say right now. I'm just listening.
She's just listening.
Christina really ditched us, huh?
Yeah.
I really think so.
So, let's do one more subject before we call that a night. Do you guys want to pick a
Anything?
subject?
Yes, absolutely.
What subject?
What's
You're
the
staring at
subject?
me. Now I'm getting
Oh,
nervous.
I asked.
Any
Let's-
I
subject.
asked you
I
guys.
said yes.
Yes,
So
yes.
my question was, do you guys want to pick a subject? And you said yes,
Oh.
absolutely.
Oh.
Any subject.
So I was waiting for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Lord, you're on the spotlight. Ruben, why
any
you being so
subjects we
quiet,
should
man?
talk about?
Okay, let's talk about Bad Bunny.
Oh, I love him.
Your boyfriend.
What about him?
What's his attraction?
I guess it would be his.
Eyes.
Besides
Everything.
that, it'd be his charisma.
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 Yeah.
Where does that lie in? Like, why is he so charismatic? Like, so I recently asked a friend this. Like, is a girl,
Mm-hmm.
is Trump attractive? Like, at a certain point, like, is there something about him like that's attractive?
You keep bringing Trump up a lot.
So maybe
So
like
I'm talking
maybe
about Bad Bunny.
right. So we'll go with Bad Bunny. What's attractive about him? Like,
About Trump or Bad Bunny?
it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
They're
I
both
guess.
the
I guess.
same.
I guess you're
No,
talking
they're
about the
not.
fact that they're flirting with the same thing with lying.
I don't know what the fuck you just said right now.
I meant to say that I guess you're talking about the fact that they're walking the same thin line about I get to do whatever the fuck I want and everyone's just gonna
Yeah.
follow.
So Anthony,
Yes.
you brought up. I said like, what is it about Bad Bunny that
Yes.
people love? And you brought Trump in the
Right.
conversation, which you've done a few times in this recording.
Yeah, I think Trump's very cute. No, but
Alright.
like that's the thing. Like I know when he was younger, like he went on to Howard Stern, and like people
So-
thought he was attractive, but I don't
Trump.
understand it.
We're talking about
yeah,
Trump.
yeah.
Okay,
I,
so
like
my-
so like that's my thing is like obviously people that are famous.
My question was about Bad Bunny. Where the fuck does Trump come in?
No,
to-
It's talking about charisma.
By the way, if you're
Charisma.
talking about Trump when he was younger,
Charisma.
I don't think anything about him was attractive, and
Oh wait,
neither
by
now,
the way, we're
right
getting
now
more
at this point.
information out of Trump than fucking
Yeah.
Bad Bunny.
It's
Bad
I
Bunny
think
is hot though.
it's charisma.
Right. Okay. So what about him is charismatic?
Everything about him is charismatic.
You got to be more specific. Like, what are you giving me? Is his eyes like what? Like his vibe?
Everything, his vibe. That's what makes, for me, love him even more.
It's the same
That
for
he
you.
cares about where he's from and trying to protect his
Sure.
Puerto Rico.
Right.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you?
He
Jerry?
he has views. He has
You like his views?
he stands. He has standpoints.
He stands for a lot of
Like what
things.
you say? I
He'll
honestly
speak up.
like the guy's lyrics. You sit and listen to what he has to say, and it's just it doesn't make really much sense.
You
but it
heard my
makes-
sides talking about his views, bro.
Yeah.
Just his views. You like his views?
Yeah, it's
He
just-
doesn't hold back from saying what he needs to say.
For sure.
He'll
like
stand
like
up
I
for
don't
his-
know, like I don't speak the language or anything, but I've read so many articles like that he stands up for trans rights and all that.
Yes.
Which makes me think like, yeah, this is a good guy. I
Yes.
like him, but I don't know anything about his music. So it's weird.
yeah.
Like for me,
Oh
like,
yeah.
so let's do it. But I like his beats, I like everything. But for you, it's like I like his views.
Well, I guess I like his lyrics, and then the views that you like just add to the fact that I like.
Yeah, I'm still not over the whole what the fuck did Bad Bunny have to do with Trump in the beginning?
Thank you.
Charisma.
But let me just say, Trump does not have any charisma.
He has tons of
On my
charisma.
side.
What he's
Not
saying
on my
is,
side.
if you find charisma attractive in Bad Bunny, which a lot of people don't find, like the guys won't say he's an attractive person. Trump is not an attractive person, but he
No.
has tons of charisma.
I don't
So
think so.
do you find the charisma in him attractive, like with Bad Bunny?
Okay, I get it.
Back to you, buddy.
I was about to say Anthony's all up on Trump's nuts, and he's swaying on him.
No.
But for me, I don't see any charisma in Trump. Nothing. Nothing
which
that
I
he
agree
says that
with,
comes out of
but
his mouth
like he
makes
got
me-
to a certain point because people thought that.
But you can say that about many people.
I
Yeah,
can't say it about
so
you.
Going back to Bad Bunny,
you can say that
it
about
comes
many
down to
people.
charisma. You might not appreciate his charisma, but the other part of us
I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
the charisma.
Yeah.
The charisma.
I get what you're saying, though.
There's many charismas out there.
If you find charisma attractive in general in Bad Bunny, is your general attraction to charisma, do you find it within Trump too? Because he is charismatic as hell.
Yes.
He does
You-
what he wants when he has charisma.
Yeah.
So do you find that charisma attractive? Like
His-
you find the charisma that you...
His latest CD
Bad Bunny?
means I do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Trump does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, they're
True.
extremely
Kanye
charismatic.
does whatever the fuck
So
he
that's
wants,
that's what
and
he's,
people are still on his nut.
and that's what he's saying
Yeah.
with the charisma. He's not bringing up Trump just cause, but he's like,
It's
do
charisma
you find
in
the
general.
charismas in general attractive in both of them?
Why
do we Yeah. let
Ruben talk more?
So
Back to you.
He should
So
have talked a long
Che
time ago.
Guevara. Che Guevara.
Charisma.
He had charisma. I agree
Charisma.
with that 100%.
Charisma.
Oh, now you agree. Okay.
Oh no, I totally
No, I'm
get it
kidding.
because
Yeah.
I'm
I
like
don't
this
agree
motherfucker
that
was
Trump has
charismatic.
charisma.
Yes.
though.
Right.
You know, I might not believe in everything he
For
believed
sure.
in,
Yeah,
but
we're not doing that.
I totally agree. He was charismatic.
Charisma.
Yeah, charisma. Charisma goes a long way.
All these motherfuckers have charisma, whether you liked them or not.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
you gotta
have
you
charisma.
also gotta understand that like rappers for so long have been repping Trump.
Yeah.
Trump Towers, I'm
Trump
gonna
this,
ball out
Trump
like
that.
Trump, this and that. Like until recently, it's like Trump's been a bad word,
Yeah.
but before that, Trump has not been a bad word.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree 100%. Yeah.
Charisma.
Trump has been very smart. I know a lot of people have said, "Oh my God, he's run bankruptcies. He's done this, done that." But to me, that was a calculated move.
No, that was
on
a
his part.
calculated economical move.
Yeah, yeah. So he's
50 Cent went bankrupt.
I
And look at him
myself,
now. He's making
I'm
more
not
money
upset about
than
it.
ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And while
Yeah.
he was going to jail, 50 Cent posted fucking pictures
Dude.
that spelled out broke in money.
Even though he was never really broke.
I shit you
Exactly.
not. I've read so many articles about 50 Cent has no money, this and that, and then like
No,
then
50
other articles like 50 Cent's
No.
calling out his debts and this and that.
No, 50
So-
is the man, dude.
Yeah, so basically what bankruptcy means is basically you are able
Hide your money correctly.
to wipe out those debts, except if it's government loans, which is usually student loans and, other loans. And so a lot of business people do that a lot and restructure. Bankruptcy is allowing them to restructure. And so
Like Michael Scott said, I declare bankruptcy. I declare bankruptcy.
And that's
Oh my
exactly how it
God.
works. Yeah.
Getting
Everyone
wild
who's
in here.
listening, you
Yeah.
guys have declared bankruptcy.
Yeah, it's okay.
yeah, try not. This is me, Mary, talking right here. Try not to declare bankruptcy. Like,
No, that's
try honestly to pay as much as you can. You know what I mean? Anyways, we'll leave that for another episode of financial.
don't listen to her.
financial
you
stuff.
declare
Mind you,
bankruptcy when you're like 50
as far
and
as
still
the
getting
system.
money off of vitamin water, dude. Still
So-
to this day.
Yes.
Wait 7 years, don't pay anything back. You're good to go.
Cut.
Well, thank you guys for joining me. I had a lot of fun talking randomness.
It was fun. I don't know where
Yeah. We should
the
do it again.
executive producer went. But
The
she
executive
said-
producer's on a break.
Pretty much that fucker.
Thank you for having us. I really appreciate it.
it was fun.
Thank you. And I hope you guys tune in for the next one.
Mary, like, what are we, episode 27?
It was episode 23.
Ooh,
You know.
23.
Stop fucking
Probably
acting like you
23.
don't know. It's so
no,
ridiculous.
you guys are either 22 or 23.
One
Took
of
me that
those
long to
two.
get on here when I
Yeah.
taught you how to podcast.
You
Ridiculous.
did not teach me, honey.
I'm kidding.
You did not teach
But
me.
maybe I'm not.
Okay,
Yeah.
You guys could have a scoreboard of what you guys teach each other later.
Yeah.
Until next time.
There seems to be. Look, no. We're gonna put this to rest right now. You
Go
did not-
ahead.
You taught me
I
So-
taught you.
when. So
you can't put it to rest until it's in between the
Anthony
sheets.
and Ruben. What?
I don't know
If
what
it-
you said.
you
Can you
can't-
repeat it?
You can't put it to rest until it's in between the sheets. So
To
be continued.
It's too hot to have sheets.
Oh my God. So, what I was saying was that Anthony and Ruben were nice enough to let me come and see their setup for their podcast. They have a podcast. What is your podcast called?
Football. What is it?
Oh my lord, you don't even fucking know.
I don't know it.
You're
I
so
don't know
fucking
it.
ridiculous.
and he's a co-host.
Keep it on him.
Bash House. Yeah. Bash House.
Bash House what? Oh my lord,
Fantasy.
fucking Ruben. You're so garbage.
I don't know. Fantasy.
You're trash.
What is a podcast?
So-
Oh, you're so close.
So
You were-
basically, when I wanted to start my podcast, I kind of hit up
Ugh.
a few people who had podcasts,
fucking
Ruben and
ever.
Anthony having one of their own.
Outrageous.
They have one on fantasy football, right? And I kind of took a little bit of
All
all
of it? Yeah.
all of the people that I went to see in their podcast and kind of just went with it my end.
But
Um,
mostly us. You're laughing. I don't understand why you're laughing.
Oh my God.
Did I not give you a breakdown of like everything I did?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
So a lot of you guys who follow me probably have figured out that I'm very unstructured and just kind of wing it and go with it, and that seems to be working for me, and that's just who
It
I am.
works.
Yeah. So.
So fuck that guy.
Ah.
That's fair. Okay.
Okay, so let's finish this episode saying some ASMR stuff.
Yeah, you want to breathe heavily into this?
So, Anthony, thank you so much for being on this episode.
You're so welcome. It sounds like we're doing pillow talk.
What? Jerry, thank you for being here.
Jerry's not part of the pillow talk. It's really weird.
I'm just watching what happens in
We're
between
not
the
in-
sheets.
Shh, Jerry. You're not
In between the sheets.
You're not in. No.
It sounds like they're having too much
What
fun.
the fuck? No one invited you. No.
Thank you for having me, Mary.
Thank you for being on here, Claudia. Now, it seems like
Oh, yeah.
Jerry and Anthony are having their own ASMR
Like
fun
a
over there.
bromance
yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Until next time.
Until next time, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Keep me in mind.
Bye. That was episode 22 of the Purposely Curious podcast. Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on most podcast platforms. And follow us on social media at Purposely Curious on Instagram and at Purposely C Pod on Twitter. That's Purposely, the letter C, Pod. Until next time, you know what to do.